Hello everybody and welcome back to Crafts with Nightingale. I am all completed this diamond painting of the Garbage Pail Kids, and so I am going to do I'm going to show you the completed project and then do a kit down, and then I'm going to kit up another diamond painting, one of the ones that I just received. So here we go. This diamond painting, yeah, it took a little while to do, but look at all the characters, all the different Garbage Pail Kids that there are. I know the names of this one here is Double Heather. This one is, I was told the other day, this is Thin Lizzie. And of course everybody knows Atom Bomb. All the rest, I still don't know. This one here, I believe is Cyclops Baby or Cyclops something, because of the one eye, obviously. If you remember, it's 55 by 70. I never did measure it to see if it's if that's the true measurements, but as you can see, it is still very big, very, very big. I did enjoy doing it. It was almost completely confetti, almost. Tiny little spots of color blocking, and I mean like tiny spots of color blocking. Close to down here. Yeah, just tiny spots of color blocking. I did take a brief break for a day and a half. I believe I mentioned, or not. I did take a day and a half off from diamond painting, from working on this one, to do a cat canvas dedicated to my cat, Peaches, who's an orange tabby. He's old, and I love him very, very much. He is my only companion living here in our new home, which is a fifth wheel. It's only a 25-foot with a slide out, but that means, yeah, it's pretty small, but it's still the perfect size for just the two of us. I did that for a pet event. I don't remember all the details offhand, but yeah, as you can see, it looks great. This canvas was so much fun to work on because I love doing confetti heavy projects. Don't mind the noise outside. I live not too far from the highway, like very close to the highway. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside and I'm going to start my kit down. Now, my kit down, I have two identical boxes here, and inside I've seen several diamond painters store their drills like this. I'm not finished getting the boxes set up. Excuse me. But I have the baggies. I actually have multiple of certain baggies. I'm still working on it, but as you can see, this box, it starts with 150 and it goes to 839. So let's start with this box. and see how fast we can get through this. Now, I worked with my drills in one of these cases that holds 60 bottles. And as you can see, I did most of mine are like this. Most of the ones that I do with the bottles, I have 1 through 8 with stickers, with the actual numbered stickers, and then all the rest are these round stickers, and I just do the symbols myself, letters, symbols. And so let's get started. Oh, I will be just 1 second, I forgot something. Okay, now this is just a basic ordinary notebook that I got from the dollar store. And what I do with this is I started keeping a record of the canvases that I got not too long ago. A good friend of mine sent me a bunch of canvases to do for her, and when I completed them, I shipped them back to her. She will be shipping me some more soon to do, and yeah, so here's a bunch. Most of these she sent to me, and so once I've done them, I cross them off. Now I have started writing down what they are. Like this one here, I'm currently working on the landscape with train. So I've crossed off the ones that I have kitted up. And so I now have this one to cross off and these 3 to cross off because I've completed this one. I'm still working on this one. And these 3 I recently kitted up. And I've done 1 square on this, 1 section on this one. So for the Garbage Pail Kids, so this is the back of the book. Now at the beginning of the book, I wrote down the number, and I did wrote out the whole chart. And as you can see here on this one, there's letters and symbols. And of course, I wrote out all of these symbols myself. So let's skip ahead to Garbage Pail Kids. Here we go. This one. Now, this is just how I do my records and charting. So then, what I do is, as you can see, it's in numerical order, 1 through 9, and then A through Z, and then a small a. Now, because it's in alphabetical order like this, and it's also in numerical order like this, that's how I have it all kitted up. I start here and work my way that way. So, let's just get started on this. One is 162. So I find 162, and I have this little tiny ruler, and I mean tiny, it's like 6 inches long. This ruler is very, very old, and it's from a city not too far from me, where I live. I lived in this city, Vernon, British Columbia, for a few years ago. But this is so old, and I do mean it is old. You see the phone number is 2 digits. Who remembers when the phone numbers were just 2 digits? That's before I was born. That's back when my dad was young, and my dad is in his 70s now. But this is what I use to mark the spot where the baggie is. So 162, here's 162. And I pull out the jar. And what I do is I use this big boat. I open up the jar, I pour the jar into the tray or boat, whichever you prefer. Put the jar back. I do it this way because it's the easiest, most efficient way. So it's all in the tray. In the tray, use the spout, pour it into the bag. And away you go. It's all done. And that one goes back. Next is jar number 2, bag 327. That's in the next row, the very beginning, 327. Now I have 2 different bags of 327, and they're both identical. So what I would do then, because at one point I was just labeling them and throwing them in the box, and so I've got multiples, I've got duplicates, multiple baggies, identical bags. So now what I'm doing is when I go through, I just take the bag, one of the bags, empty it out into the tray along with the jar, and you'll notice I have a dryer sheet, a little piece of dryer sheet that I keep in each bottle, so I never have to worry about static. Each bag has 2 pieces. Actually, this one's got 4. So I'm going to take 2 out. Yeah, at one point I was just dumping the dryer sheets in there as well. So now there's just 2 dryer sheets in here. And just dump it in. All right, and you'll notice each baggie has a different cardstock. That's what it is cardstock from when I used to scrapbook. It's got a square of cardstock in it to help keep it upright in the box. The next is 336, and there's 1, 2, 3, just 3 bags. Now this one is a darker blue than these 2. These 2 match, so I'm going to put these 2 together. And number 3 is of the darker blue. So I'm going to quickly just combine these 2 baggies. And I keep the two dryer sheets in the bag. Let's angle this up a bit better. There we go. So I keep the 2 dryer sheets in the empty bag and I just set it aside. And oops, fill that bag. Put that one in there, and then do this one next. And there we go with that one. And periodically one ends up getting loose, so I just set it aside in another tray and I put it with my my loose drills. Next one is number 4, which is 349. Okay. Oh. Put the lid back on. And get this one done. Sorry if I'm not always on screen. It'll be nice. It'll be easier once I actually have a good setup. So there's 349. Okay, so this is going to take a while to do, and I'm already 16 minutes in, so I'm just going to pause and kit down the rest as quickly as I can, and then move on to kitting up the next one, the next canvas that I'm going to work on as a gift. Okay, that took a little while, but it's done. Now I'm going to kit up my next diamond painting, and it's going to be one of the 2 from the unboxing that I did a couple of days ago. And I have a friend that really likes strawberry shortcake, so I am going to do this one up for her, and I know she's going to love it. So let's get started. The first thing I do, don't mind the arm, is I get my pen and mark it down in my book so I have it. So this will be number, let's cross off Garbage Pail Kids because that one is done. Number 32. Now, keep in mind, I've only been diamond painting. Well, I've been diamond painting for 4 years, but I've only been keeping this record for 3 months. Yeah, something like 3 months. I'd have to look back in my conversations with my friend to see when I first received all of those kits from her. But anyways, number 32. And is there is no one on there. No code or whatever it's called. I don't know the names of everything. And there is no code. So it's just called Berry Sweet. So that's what I will write down. Berry Sweet. Oh yes, that reminds me. I did do a Dreamer design before. That's right, it was the same thing. It didn't have a code, just a name. And that one was Liberty's Light. That was my number 9 on my chart here. I know my writing is messy. Very, very messy. So, Berry Sweet, 32. So now we go down here, new page, and we write down Berry Sweet. Underline, and then I do this chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, Oh goodness, there is a total of, whoops, Stuffalaunch, a total of 40 colors. So 19, 20, so that's going to require 3 columns at least. Oh dear. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Yeah. My lines are not straight. I'm terrible at this. So, the first one is a circle, which is 310. M, 318. The plus symbol is 321. Y, 347. Z, 350. H, 352. K, 402. P, 414. J, 415. Left arrow, 498. Sideways H is 600. 7, 601. 2, 602. C, 604. X, 666. E, 762. Top half of a circle. My artwork sucks. 777. Now my daughter and my sister are both amazing artists. Okay, number 18 is down arrow. And it's a solid down arrow. 796. And then a minus for 797. 1, 799. A, 809. 3/4 of a rectangle at an angle. 815. 3/4 of a rectangle at a left angle. 820. 90-degree triangle. 823. B, 892. Backslash. 904. G, 905. Reverse arrow. 919. A U, 921. S, 922. Let's just say upside down Y. 995. 4, 996. R, 3340. Right arrow. 3843. N, 3856. Oh, and then here we go with the ABs. O, A, B, 08. 6, A, B, 603. T, A, B, 605. G, A, B, 906. And last one, 3, is A, B, 3801. So it's not the nicest chart, but it's in my book. So I'm done with the book. That's just for my record for in the future. Put my pen away, put the book away, because this is all I need is this chart here and this. And I have to retrieve all of these into the tray. Okay. And a pair of scissors. Now, I just have a little pair of scissors here. I just use these for opening my baggies. And so we will start with, first, to make it easier on myself, I'm just going to cut the chart off here. Set that aside, so I've got the chart here. Now, we'll start with the so rather than taking the stickers off, I'm lazy. I will just take the sticker, the new sticker, and put it on over top and cover as much as I can of the sticker. Oh dear, sorry about that. I bumped the camera. So I will cover as much of the sticker as I can. The symbol, whatever is on the sticker on top, like so. I do have some that have a sticker covering the sticker underneath. So those ones will be easy. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think after I'm done this canvas and I kit down, I will just take all of the stickers off the top. Give myself a break with these jars. I only have one Elizabeth Ward. Of course, it's a knockoff. Can't afford the real thing. And it is currently being used for my landscape with train canvas. It feels like it's been a long time, months since I worked on it, but it actually hasn't been that long. I think like 2.5 weeks. I worked on it. Last time I worked on it was just before I got the Garbage Pail Kids canvas. And as soon as I got that one, I kitted it up immediately and got started on it because I got it specifically as a gift for a YouTuber who loves Garbage Pail Kids and loves collecting all kinds of paraphernalia from his youth, he's just a few months older than I am. But then I got to thinking, like, he's rich. He denies it, but he's rich. He makes a lot of money with his YouTube channel and with the other stuff that he does. So I decided instead that this is going to go as a surprise. The Garbage Pail Kids is going to go as a surprise gift to the caregiver of a friend of mine who is a wonderful woman. Yeah, she's a wonderful woman. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, so now, because there are 2 bags. I like doing the bags in order. I kit up in order. As you can see, I've got all of the jars here labeled except for one. This one is the only one that's not. So I've only got the one. Now, because number 1, 310, is 2 baggies, I'm just going to open up 1 baggie. If it's too much for 1 jar, then I'll put the rest into this jar off to the side, and I just won't open up the other baggie. The rest should all fit. So, let's continue here. Let's get going. So here's baggie number. This is number 1, 310. So, I don't use funnels because the tray, the big white tray, has a spout, and it works perfectly fine for pouring into the jars. So, I have a bowl there for garbage. Now I just pour it in. Check to make sure it's fully emptied. And then I pour it into the jar. And sure enough, I don't like it over full. So there is jar number 1. Now this one, because the baggie, yes, is a really big full baggie, I'll put the rest of the baggie into this jar here and set it off in the back. And there's baggie number, second baggie too, for number 1. Now let's do number 2. Okay. Alright, so here's baggie number 2. Oh, that one's okay. So now 2 is M. Okay, and there is number 2. Number 3 is this dark red. I try to do my kit ups and kit downs as quickly and as efficiently as I possibly can. And yes, I will hold the jar like this so that there's limited space, like that. So yes, I go quite quickly with this. Anyways, now in the last video that I watched of Mushy from Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting, she answered a bunch of questions from Eileen, and I commented on it, and she said, well, guess what, Tag, you're it. Now it's your turn to answer these questions. So I'm going to answer these questions while I continue with this kit up, and we'll see how that goes. Now, question number 1. If you could have any exotic animal as a pet, what would it be and why? Well, I love cats. Love cats. So my answer would be a lion, because it's a big cat. For one reason is because, well, it's a big, fluffy cat. And male lions are pretty lazy, but they are very, very protective. And so very fluffy. And yeah, hopefully it would protect me. And my cat, of course, my cat. What is one of your favorite memories from your childhood? Well, that's a difficult question to answer because I have very few memories from my childhood because I had a bad childhood. Oh, I need a dryer sheet. Okay. I was physically abused a little bit, and physically, emotionally, psychologically, verbally abused by my older sister. She has mental health problems that came up, that appeared when we were both little, and she didn't understand why she treated me the way that she did back then, but she did. She was abusive. So I have very few memories of my childhood that were positive. I have yeah, this is actually a difficult one to answer. I do have a good memories of climbing a tree in my friend's backyard, and she lived around the corner from my house, and I would climb this tree up to the very top, and I could look over the neighboring house, and see my house across the street. So I could see when my dad came home from work. Let me think. Do I have a favorite memory though? I really don't think I do. Because, well, my mom was very sick. She had a brain tumor. And so she was very, very sick when I was little. And then she passed away a month before my 10th birthday. So I have very, very few memories of my mom. I have an older sister and a younger brother. My brother does not really remember our mom because he was 7 when she passed away. I guess some good memories I have are like, no, that's not really a good memory. Yeah, that one's a toughie. Okay, let me find number 10 here. That is not number 10. There we go. Sorry about all the noise. You know what it's like. Oh, this is a big bag. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of this one, if I can't fit it all to fit. Childhood memories are not something that I'm good with. I have very few good memories from when I was younger. So anyways, number 3, what's your favorite type of cuisine? Italian. And after Italian is Chinese. I love pasta. Love pasta. Oh dear. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of this one. Oh, I know. I have a different... I've got this other kit here. This will only help me with 4, though. So hopefully I won't have more than 4. So yeah, my favorite is Italian. I love pizza and I love pasta. Spaghetti and macaroni are awesome. I love them, love them, love them. Okay, so I need a pen. The pen that I use is a vellum writer. This is a double-ended one. It's got a fat end and it's got a thin end, and I always use the fine tip. So this one, I'm just going to draw the same symbol. And a line underneath, because it's the left-facing arrow. So I do the line underneath, so I know it's the left-facing arrow. So that one I'll set aside. And there is number 10. 4. If you could eliminate one thing from your daily routine, what would it be? I have a cat. That would be the litter box. If I never have to clean a litter box ever again, that's what I would eliminate. I would definitely get rid of that. No more litter box. The reason my cat uses a litter box is because he's mostly an indoor cat. Sometimes he'll go outside, but he never goes to the bathroom. He almost never goes to the bathroom outside. 2 summers ago, he and we were living at my dad's, in my dad's RV. And I would let my cat would come and go from the RV, but he always came in and used the litter box inside the RV. And then one day he just every so often would go to the bathroom around the in the gravel around the propane tank. When I discovered that, it's like, oh no, not another place that I have to clean up cat doo-doo. Yeah, and then my dad's got a big dog. Well, medium size, I guess. Black Lab, I think he is. And yeah, there are other cats that live there. Because my dad and his girlfriend live at the entrance of a farm. And so the farm has cats, and the cats patrol the whole area to keep the mice and rats away. So the dog is used to cats being around, and he knows he's actually not allowed to chase the cats, but he tries to get my cat to play with him. My cat is old and lazy. He's old. He'd rather just sleep. So, yeah. Anyways, I know I'm going off track. Distracting myself. No surprise there. Anyways, let's see here. Next question. What's your favorite board game and or card game? Well, let's see here. Favorite board game or card game? We used to play board games and card games growing up. We played Skip Bo, but we pronounce it Skibbo. I don't know if it's a Canadian thing or if it's just my family, but yeah, we always pronounced it Skibbo. Yeah, used to play skip, bow, and Uno. And Monopoly. I have a really good friend who collects card games and board games. And in high school, I used to play Magic the Gathering, the card game. But yeah, I'd have to say, yeah, those were the games that we used to play growing up. Let's see, what's the next? Number 6. If you had to be stuck in an elevator with a famous person, who would you choose? Johnny Depp. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I would want to be stuck in an elevator with Johnny Depp because I love his acting. I love his movies. I have grown up watching his movies, and I would love to sit and talk with him about his movies, about his life, about anything really. What inspires him to do certain movies. What it's like to work with Tim Burton, because Tim Burton's an awesome dude too. I love Tim Burton's movies. And I love Johnny Depp's movies. But yeah, that would be my number one answer. Johnny Depp. What's one thing you admire about someone in your life? I'd have to go with my dad. My dad went through a lot. My mom and dad never divorced. My dad is the only... My dad is the youngest boy in a family of 6. He used to have an older sister and 3 older brothers, but he still has a younger sister. He has lost all 3 of his older brothers now and his older sister due to health issues. His younger sister is not doing too good health-wise either, but within a handful of years, my dad lost his mom and 3 siblings, a cousin, and a nephew. Or was it a second cousin? I can't remember now. Yeah, so his mom passed away. 2 of his brothers passed away, and then his sister passed away. His sister, she just passed away like December. His older sister. And his last remaining brother just passed away a few weeks ago. So, yeah, downside to old age. But the reason I admire him as much as I do is because he went through a lot during his marriage to my mom. He was working for the railway. Here it's called Canadian Pacific Railway that he worked for. In 1984, he at work crushed a bone in his spine and ended up in a body brace for a while. Due to that accident, has not been able to. He's not allowed to go swimming anymore. Because what happened was, normally when a bone breaks, it breaks. Well, his bone squished like a marshmallow. Try and figure that one out. He's got all kinds of hilarious stories from his youth. Any Canadians watching, or anybody that knows anything about Canada would, he lived in Calgary, Alberta for a while, for a number of years, and he worked in different places in Calgary. He met my mom in Calgary, and he's pretty much a country boy he grew up in from one small town to another small town. My mom grew up in a city, but they fell in love, they got married, they had 3 kids. Not long after I was born, my mom was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Well, actually, she was first diagnosed with epilepsy. Then she was re-diagnosed after my brother was born with a brain tumor. So my dad, while working for CP Rail, taking care of a sick wife, and pretty much raising 3 children, it was hard for him. He couldn't afford to take time off from work to stay home and take care of us, because his job was the only source of income. He fought with the here it's called the Ministry for Children and Families. I know down in the States and probably other parts of Canada or whatever, they're known as Child Protective Services, or CPS. Well, he fought with them a lot here in order to keep us home. To the point where he even threatened to quit his job and live on income assistance and stay home in order to keep us at home and out of foster care. But he fought every day. He struggled every day for years and years, dealing with physical ailments. He wears hearing aids now, because of the work that he used to do for CP Rail. He was around loud equipment all the time. So his hearing is pretty bad. He's also very accident prone. He's ridden on the outside of a helicopter several times. He's ridden on the outside of a helicopter more than he's ridden inside a helicopter, being transported to hospitals because of work-related injuries. He's always quick with a joke. He's always young at heart. He's always been young at heart. But he knows when things are serious, when to be serious. Yeah, he's always been there for me, no matter what is going on in my life, no matter how screwed up my life got, and it got pretty screwed up. I've never broken any bones, and I've never done jail time, just so you know. But he's always been there, very helpful, very supportive, and it's actually through him that I was able to get my own place, my own home. It may be a fifth wheel, but it's mine. It may be in his name, because he bought it, but it's mine. It's my home. And so, yeah, my dad is the one that I admire the most. Okay, question number 8. If you could have any career for a day, what would you choose and why? I've always wanted to be a writer. Except for when I wanted to be a singer. I've tried writing in the past. I've got quite an imagination. My mom used to tell my brother and I, she used to tell us stories at night that she'd make up stories and she'd tell them to us when we were little. One night she would alternate bedrooms. Like one night she'd tell a story in my room, so my brother would come to my room and sit and listen to the story. And the next night would be in his room. Well, one night it was story time in his room, and I ran in and I'm like, Mom, I've got a story I'd like to tell you. And she's like, well, why don't you write it down and then you can read it to me? So I tried writing it down. And yeah, I've always loved books. I've always loved books. I love reading. I love books. And it's because I'm very shy around people. It's hard for me to make friends. I'm more comfortable with books. I have trouble with I even have trouble with joking around with people. Because I'm always worried that I'll say something wrong and it'll piss someone off, or they'll look at me funny, or I'll offend someone. Yeah, I've been like that almost my entire life. Almost. Okay, so this is number 31, the upside down Y. So do the upside down Y and then a line underneath, so I know it's the upside down Y. Put that over there. That's number 31. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Number 9, if you could have any band or musician perform a private concert for you, who would you choose? Who would I choose? I really don't know. I usually don't pay that much attention to the artist or the name of songs. Not really. Actually, I think I'd probably go with Tattoo. I really like Tattoo. I really like Tattoo. I really like their music. Actually, that's the only group that I can think of. Or Daft Punk, actually. Daft Punk, I like them too. I'm just gonna go with those ones. Yeah, that's my answer. One of those two. And last question, what's one thing you love about your hometown and or current city? Well, my hometown, where I was born and raised, is actually not too far from where I currently live. It's, I don't know, an hour and a half away drive. It's known worldwide to skiers and snowboarders. So it's very popular with those people. I have a few good memories of the town, but the town that I'm currently in is a lot smaller, much smaller. I like this town because it's where my dad and his girlfriend live. It's not a very big town, but with where I am now living, it's easy for me to get around without a vehicle. I can just, once I have a bicycle, then I can ride my bike over to my dad's. He lives a little ways down the road. Tim Hortons is pretty much right next door. And 7-Eleven is across the street from Tim Hortons. And then a little bit further down the road, on the other side of the highway, is an A&W, and they're building a Wendy's. And there's also a Subway not too far from here, as well as a thrift store. So, yeah, I got some good amenities around me. There's a big town in the opposite direction of my hometown. It's only that town is only a 20-minute drive from here. And they have a Walmart and a Canadian Tire, as well as a Dollarama and a Dollar Tree. The Dollarama is across the street from Walmart. So, yeah, it's not that far to go. Plus, my doctor that I've had for 10 years, just over 10 years, is in that town. So, plus I have a really good friend that he has a big family that lives in that town. He used to live in that town. He works in that town, but I lived with him briefly. Lived with him for a little while, and then made the mistake of moving out and getting a place with my baby's daddy, I guess you could say. The father of my oldest child. And yeah, my life went downhill from there. So, that is the 10 questions. I know I talked about a lot more than just those 10 questions, but yeah, I got a lot of... I've had a lot of negative things happen in my life. A lot of negative things. Quite a few positive things. Like, I've got 3 children. My oldest is 27. And she's living with her fiancé. Well, I guess they're living common law, so I guess, in a way, they're married, if you want to say. According to the eyes of the government, living common law. They've been living together since February of last year, so they've been living together just over a year. I know that because I helped her move to his place. And that took, oh goodness, like 8 hours one way. I think it was like 8 hours one way, if I remember correctly. And I had a really big truck at the time. It was a 3/4 ton diesel long box crew cab. So yeah, it was a big truck, and we had it full, just the 2 of us girls. And yeah, that took quite a few hours for us to load the truck, get all of her stuff out of her, well, she was renting a room in a house, so it was all stuff from her bedroom, and it filled my truck. And yeah, it filled that truck, including the back seat. Okay, I'm just gonna fill that all the way up to the top, and that is the last one, number 40. Very last one. Oh my goodness. Now, got an extra one of those. These I'm going to put these in here. And this one as well. Put that in there. So now that I'm all done, let's show you here, these are all full. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in numerical order and alphabetical order. So we go, was there a 1? No, there wasn't a 1, but there is a 2. Here's number 2. Was there a 3? No. No 3, but there is a 4. No 5. There's the 7. 9. Oh, there is a 1. There's 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. Now, if I remember correctly, there is an A. There's B. There's A, B, C, D, no D, E, F, G, okay, H, then we'll do the sideways H, I, J, 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 is there a K? There's K, L, 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 M, there's an M, N, O, is there a P? There's P. Oh, I just found number 3. So 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, A, B, C, E, G, H, H, J, K, M, N, O, P, R, S, T, U, and me, U, V, W, X, X, Y, I'm gonna put the plus with the T. U, X, Y, Z. Now let's do arrows. Oh wait, I'm gonna put this upside down Y with the Y. Z. Now let's do the reverse arrow, down arrow, left arrow, right arrow, triangle, minus, line, dot, half circle, there. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's no 8. 9. A, B, C, E, G, H, H, J, K, M, N, O, P, R, S, T, plus U, X, Y, Y, Z, reverse arrow, down arrow, left arrow, right arrow, triangle, line, dash, dot, half circle, and then they look like staples. There we go. Okay, so there's the kit up. All done. Oh my goodness, that took a while. Now that I'm done that, I think it's time for sleep. Because as you can see, it's pretty dark out there. It's pretty late. Okay, so I'm going to pick out some washi. I don't have that big a selection of washi. Actually, I'm going to use this washi. I've had this washi for quite a few years. And yeah, haven't had much use for it in the past. I used to do a lot of writing, so what I would do is I would actually wrap some of this tape around my fingers to help cushion my fingers for writing. And it worked great. It did. It worked really good. I liked using it. So, because the other washi that I've got, as you can see, there's not that much on a roll. I got a pack of these from Temu. And they're all space related. Outer space. Stars, moons, planets. Yeah, as you can see. But with doing strawberry shortcake, I'm just going to stick with this washi. And so, I'm going to go. And I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye!